What's going on? I got Alyssa on today. Alyssa, what's going on with you?
Hey, nothing much. I'm sitting here in my apartment on this super hot day. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
yeah. We were just saying right before we started recording that it has been a while.
Yeah.
Have you been to Sanford lately, or it's been a while?
Uh, have I been to San? I
Yeah,
haven't
have you
really,
been back up here?
yeah, I haven't really been back up. I have a friend that actually lives very close by, but I've been meaning to visit, but I haven't gotten back up there. I've just been so busy. Um, but I've just
So,
like
so before we kind of like dive too much, so you want to share a little bit about what you're doing? Because you said you're super busy there. So, you got a
yeah.
lot of things going on, or what?
So right now I am I'm personal training independently. I have a roster about 3 or 4 clients right now at the moment. And I'm actually also going back to school to get my master's in mental health.
Ah,
So, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, but I'm just digging away at it. It's super exciting that I'm going back to school. I haven't been back in a classroom like setting, even though it's online. I haven't been in a classroom like setting for a very long time. So, yeah, so it's been really cool. I've just been really busy like writing papers and doing all that thing. But but yeah, and then I'm just personal training too, which is
well,
really fun.
what made you to decide to go back to school?
Um, well, I I've always really been interested in like like mental health, and especially the relationship between like physical health and mental health. And there is such a they're linked in this very specific way, and I've always been so interested in that. So being a personal trainer, now getting the experience working with clients and on their physical health, I've started kind of exploring like, wow, there's this whole other aspect to being like, this well-rounded, person. And yeah, so I really wanted to kind of dive back into like what mental health is, and figuring out different ways to like talk to clients, and eventually wanting to start my own practice with kind of incorporating mental health. And I don't really know yet what it looks like, but
Mm.
mental health and like doing some kind of talk therapy, and then also maybe putting them through a fitness like routine or whatever, and kind of making those connections, which that's like the long-term goal. But I figured I might as well go back to school and get my master's in it, because I have no idea. I didn't really take any like psychology in undergrad or anything. So I figured, I was like, well, let's just give this a shot. So I'm learning so much, which is so great.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah,
And how far along that process are you right now?
I'm in my second semester.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, I'm not that far in, but classes are like, basically it's a 2-year program. So it's like a full 4-year like course load, but they like are shrinking it into 2 years. Um so it's like summer classes, like fall, like spring, like rah. So it's just like a lot.
Oh
Um
yeah.
but I kind of just want to like, I want to get through it, plow through it. But yeah, so I have like a year and a half pretty much left, and then I'll graduate, and then I have to take a like a like a license exam too, but that's down the road. Let me get through school first.
Yeah, let's take the first steps first before you worry about that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, definitely sounds like you're busy with the schoolwork and training too. How do
Yeah.
you how do you fit the all that in? What's your like routine kind of look like for like daily? You spend like mornings with schoolwork and then evenings training, or like how do you schedule yourself basically?
Um well, I basically I kind of, well, I also have a full-time job too. I'm working for an events company online, so to pay the
Mhm.
bills, speak.
Throw another ball in there to juggle around. You got it all going on.
It all going on. It's crazy, but it's fun. So basically, I work like online with my events company from like 8 to 5. And luckily, my job isn't too like sometimes I get a lot of breaks. So I'll
Mhm.
sprinkle like reading chapters and like in my, like I'll just kind of sprinkle them throughout my day. And then I train people at night. So I'll train people like, 5 o'clock till 7 or 8 sometimes. And I do that Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, I like to, whew, I need a day. So Friday, I like to just kind of chill.
Yeah.
And Saturday and Sunday, I'll like, do schoolwork, which is like pretty much when I get like the majority of my schoolwork done is on the weekends. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of
Well,
how.
well, I appreciate you taking the time out of your chill day to hop on here and share a little bit about your story and such.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
worries.
So you got your full time job, you got
Yeah,
your personal training
yeah.
and schoolwork, and you kind of sprinkle things in throughout the day when you get a little bit of free time. Do you feel that that can kind of be is that helpful for you because then you get a little bit of break in between work and also schoolwork, or is that a little make things more difficult? Because I know for me, if I only have a short amount of time to kind of get a project started, it's not enough for me to fully focus on it. So
Hmm.
I almost just try to save it for later and just fill my little bit of extra time with trying to like listen to like a podcast or something like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I totally understand that too. For me, I don't know. I don't know how I have this like ability to switch back and forth, but it is like it does break up the day for me. Now I do understand if I have like 15 minutes, I'm obviously not gonna like dive into something, but there's sometimes where I'll have like really like long breaks, like 2 hours at least, where I like, if emails come in, I can like, pause and kind of answer an email, but there is some like very long extended time where I'm not really doing much.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have to be by my computer in case anything happens. So that's been giving me like a lot of flexibility to like work on my schoolwork, which is great. But I do agree with you. Like sometimes, like if it's too short and I'm like, okay, I can't bounce back and forth, but I guess it's a little bit of multitasking for me. So, but yeah, I mean, like the system has been working for me. Um, I do sometimes feel a little scattered brain. So, like in those situations, I either block out time, like I'm on I do like the little calendar app. It's kind of crazy how like detailed I am, but I'll block out like 2 hours or whatever at this time when I know I'm gonna be free, um, to like really hunker down and like I'm gonna do this assignment then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been super helpful. It's kind of, but it also depends on the day as well. But yeah, that's kind of like I guess my system. Uh, so yeah.
Now, because you're juggling so many different things, how do you prevent the burnout? Is it because you have your Friday chill day? So does that kind of help you like refresh everything, or 'cause I would
Oh,
imagine just juggling all this different stuff, I would go crazy. So.
oh yes. I really enjoy my Fridays is just kind of even like I work right during the day, obviously, but like Friday night, I want to just like take a nice hot shower and like do a face mask, do a hair mask, and like have a glass of wine and like watch a movie. And that just like calms me down because I can't really like on a Friday night, I'm not really going to be wanting to do schoolwork. Like it's just not going to. I have had a whole week, like I'm not doing it. So I just need to give myself that day. And then on Saturday when I wake up, I'm normally like super refreshed, super ready to go. And like, schoolwork, it's school, but it's actually like really interesting stuff. So I'm not really like, it's not really a chore or something for me to like cross off my list. Like it's actually really interesting. And I want to be like, my full attention on it. Because it's cool. So that's why on Saturday and Sundays, I devote all that time just because I have it. And
Mhm.
And yeah, but so that Friday night is like my night.
Yeah, I
And
love
I,
that too because then you're like, then you go into the week and I'm guessing you don't feel too exhausted with the schoolwork because of the level of your interest that you have with it, right?
yeah,
So it doesn't almost feel like work necessarily.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Like, it doesn't really feel like a chore or something. Like it's actually really enjoyable to me. Um so, and I'm not, I'm also not one of those people that like can do work whatever capacity it is. I can't do work from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. like no stops. Like I also like break up my time on Saturday and Sundays. I'll go to lunch, I'll go to the gym. I'll like, I'm not going to be like doing schoolwork until like 10 p.m. on a Sunday or a Saturday. Like,
Hmm.
like I'll give myself those like, okay, I'm not going to retain any information if it's past a certain like time.
Yeah,
So, like I'm also like very like aware of that because I think a lot of people are like, work, 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 do it, do it, do it. And it's like, if you're not like there, like what's the point in even doing it? So that's what I have
yeah.
to say.
I love too that you kind of the awareness that you have of yourself and you kind of give yourself permission where you're like, okay, yeah, I definitely clocked in the amount that I need to do. It's getting to that point where if it's a little more, I'm not going to work all night long on schoolwork kind of thing.
Exactly.
So I like how you have those boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, you need it. I mean, in anything that you do, I feel like that's like one of the most important things. Hence why I'm getting into mental health. I just feel like it's so important for people, especially like people going into like, side hustles or doing another business. Like, it does take a lot of work, but like I really think that you need breaks um, and just to be in the right state of mind because it's
Yeah.
super.
Yeah, definitely. And I can speak firsthand about it back when I was just starting up my own business and I was training at somewhere else, like 70 hours a week, and then trying to build my own thing on the side. And it gets tough. And I lost out on a lot of great relationships with people, friends, family, and opportunities that I'm just never going to get back because I chose to work and grind over paying attention to my own health, my own relationships, and my own body too. It hurt myself. I was out of shape and I wasn't feeling the best that I could normally be. With that being said, where do you find time to get the gym in? How do you still stay active with schoolwork, work, and training other people?
Yeah, I mean, it has been kind of a struggle sometimes because there is so much on my plate. Um, but I think of like everything, like I'm trying to fit them all into like a little pie, and each slice, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give, like, I just try to like think of my, you know what I'm trying to say, like a pie, and like
Mm-hmm.
for me, like myself and my mental health is like in that pie. Whatever is important to you, I guess, in your life. Like for me, it's like obviously like school, um, social life, myself, my health, my clients, and my full time job. So like that slice is super important to me, like my me time. And how I find time to go to the gym, it's just like I make time to go to the gym because like I need it. um it's so funny, like um it's gotten to the point where like I'll walk into the gym and like, because I really do, I really love working out, like it's considered like my therapy as well. And like I'll, even if I'm having like a crazy 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 day, I like walk into the gym and like all my senses are like heightened, and it's like, ooh, like I can feel the air conditioning like blowing on me, I can like smell everything, I can like the way I'm like walking down the stairs, it's just like crazy, like my mind is just like everything else goes blank of like what I'm doing today, and it's like just the gym, like it is gym mode. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, like that's my kind of therapy, so I make time for it, is to answer your question, like even if I'm going crazy, like nothing is like more important than that. So I stay on track of it. I mean, I work out like 4 times a week, but it could, sometimes it's not like the full time. So I'm just like, I do it sporadically too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So you
I
don't
work
have
out,
like a set schedule.
Right.
It's
No,
not
yeah.
like every day at 5 p.m. It's wherever you can kind of fit it in.
Yeah, it's where I go during the day because my gym gets super crazy at 5, and I get so because it's my time and I get so
Yeah.
frustrated. So I go during the day. I'm like, I once it hits, if for some reason I can't make it during the day and it hits 5, I don't. I just go. I'll go out to the park and I'll go for a jog and I'll do some like core exercises. Like I'm not stepping foot in that gym because that's going to make me more anxious. So,
Yeah.
so I try to go like during the day, which it always works out because I always make time for it. So,
Yeah. I I try to do the same where I'm like it is pretty easy to kind of push it yourself to the side, like, oh, okay, I got other things going on and such. But
yeah,
now I got to make sure that I get in and at least get somewhat of my workout in. So I tried
yeah,
to squeeze in mine before our call here, and I've been trying to work out with a couple of my buddies too, so that we all hold each other accountable. So
that's
it's kind of keeps
yeah.
us
No,
on track.
I definitely agree with that. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I always say too, it's like whatever you have time to fit in is better than nothing. So, it's just like whatever you can do, it's great. Like even if it's going for a walk, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. If that's all you got time for, like that's fine. So I guess I'm just like patient with myself and like whatever I can do, you can do. So whatever
Yeah.
you can do, you know what I mean?
Yep. And that was a big thing for me recently is like the self-awareness. Like, okay, yeah, or how am I doing? Am I doing what I want to get to for all my workouts? Am I eating well? Am I doing these different things? It sounds like you've got like an insane amount of self-awareness with everything you've got going on. So I'm just pretty impressed with that stuff. So
I
good
mean,
job.
thank you. And I appreciate that because it was a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. I think being a self aware person requires a lot of like self awareness. It requires of just like work and like mindfulness. And it's definitely, I think, something that everybody can do. It just is like, you just got to like train yourself, you know?
How can like so I mean I'm going to go out there and say because I don't know for sure but I'm going to assume that a large amount of people don't actually know who they are like themselves. So like how do like what would do you have any tips on how someone can start becoming a little more aware with themselves? Because I feel like so many people just kind of go through life and they just go through life. They're not really living life and they're not being themselves. They just kind of wake up, work, go to sleep and repeat.
Yeah, I mean, I actually read somewhere that yeah, majority, I think it's only like 10 to 15% of people like are actually considered self-aware. Like even for me, even though I am self-aware, like I'm probably not. Like it's a such like cuz it's such a small percentage of like actual self-awareness. I just watched a video the other day that was talking about this. It's kind of funny. Um but I guess for me, the tips I can give, which has helped me a lot, is that because I used to be like that. I used to wake up and just immediately like, you know, start working. And I thought to myself, like, I wouldn't never give myself time like throughout the day because I was always like, go, 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 go. And I'm always somebody that like doesn't like to have something over my shoulder. So I just like to do things. But I think like the biggest thing is like when I wake, I don't know if anybody like if you practice meditation at all, but like I mean it could be whatever. It doesn't have to be you like listening to an app. Like it literally could be like I'll go for a walk sometimes, like literally right in the morning, and I won't have my phone. I won't have music. I won't have anything. I'm just literally myself. And I same thing that I was doing at the gym. I use all my senses when I'm going for a walk. I'll smell what I'm smelling. I'll look around. I'll see what I'm seeing. I'll hear things and I'll make note of like how my weight is shifting. Like I'm just kind of being like super, super self aware of like what is happening in this moment. And it could be for like 10 minutes, 15. It doesn't have to be crazy, but like that's what I do. And like anytime I start to get like I freak out and I'm just like, oh, there's so much stuff going on, I'll literally like go out on my balcony and be like, so I channel into all my senses. I don't have my phone, I don't have music, I don't have anything, and I'm just sitting there. um Again, that I think that can be pretty hard for people to do if they are very go 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 go. but I think just starting off with like really small like chunks of it, like 2 minutes, like 1 minute, like whatever, 30 seconds, like, and then build it up kind of thing. Um,
Mhm.
but that's what I do. And
Love that. I've
yeah,
been using Headspace app for like ever, and I don't know if maybe I just been using it for so long and it was like a gateway to meditation and mindfulness. But I do still use it pretty frequently, but I do very similar. I'll go out for walks with my headphones on, but I won't play any music. I'll just walk around, like feel the sunlight. I'll sit down. I'll like
yeah,
sit and actually like look at where I'm at and like I'll just like try to be present in everything. So
yeah.
I love,
That's so good that you do that.
yeah.
I wish everybody would do that. I think the world would be such a more, sound place because that's awesome. That's awesome.
Let me ask you, do you do any kind of journaling or anything at all?
Yeah, I do. I do. I I mean, I wouldn't say I do it every single day,
Hmm.
but I'll do it every so often if there's something on my mind or if I have an idea about, or a reflection on something that happened during the day. But it's definitely not like daily.
Hmm.
Um, but I try to do it like twice or 3 or 4 times during the week, but
Hmm.
definitely not.
Cool. Yeah, I started off with um, just like a gratitude journal on my phone, and I would just do a couple of things, like three things that I'm grateful for. It could be people, things, how I'm feeling, pretty much anything.
Yeah,
And then that kind of segued into a little bit more in depth. So now I'll do like three things, and I'll write a little bit about what's going on, how my day was yesterday, what I'm looking forward to, and I feel like that is another level that's really helped me kind of be more present with each day and then appreciating each day. Um, because it's so easy to kind of like look forward to the things that I'm excited about. I try not to reflect on too much in the past because then you kind of get caught up on different things. And but same thing, looking too far forward, you get anxious too. So I feel like trying to ground how my day is, how is tomorrow looking? Like, am I excited? What else? Like, what kind of feelings do I have about tomorrow and today? Kind of thing like that. It's kind
well,
of grown for me.
that's really great. I mean, that's like, that's exactly what I like to practice as well. It's like taking it one day at a time and yeah, not looking so much at the past and not looking so much into the future. Because I feel like, yeah, the future gives me a lot of anxiety too, just like I'm sure everybody else. Um, but yeah, but that's great. Yeah, I try to do the same thing. Just being grounded, like you said. Uh, so yeah, that's awesome.
So you had said before that Fridays are your chill day,
Yes.
chilling out with a glass of wine and maybe watching a movie. What other kind of content are you kind of like consuming on a daily basis? Is it just all school work and work, or do you have other kind of like podcasts or books or things that you leisurely read and enjoy looking up and listening to? Like music, I know you're big into music, right?
Yeah, I am really big into music. Um, I really only listen to music when I'm at the gym or obviously like, if I'm with my friends and stuff. Um, but I guess like what I've been consuming, like, uh, I don't really like podcasts I do listen to. I can't remember what I do. It's like really, oh, the one that actually I'm looking at his book right now. It's the I will teach you to be rich. I've been listening to that because I want to be
Mm.
rich. um, I think it's Ramit Sethi. I don't know if you've heard
Yeah,
of him.
yeah, he's got a TV show on Netflix now.
Yeah, the TV show on Netflix. I've been listening to that a lot. I'm reading his book too. That's what I'm currently reading.
Hmm.
Um, because yeah, I want to like that's not I mean for me at least as being, an entrepreneur, that's something that I want to like learn more about. Like yes, like I want to work like smarter, not harder essentially. So
Yeah.
like like I want to learn like once I am like making an income and like, I want to know like how to like grow it and like by not necessarily doing more by like just putting my things in the right places. So that's another thing that's been very interesting to me that I've been wanting to learn about. So that's what I
How did you
consume.
come across his book and podcast? Just
Well,
randomly
I
fell to it, or did somebody recommend it?
Yeah, I saw it on Netflix, that show, and then I was like, "Huh, this is interesting." And then my mom actually like said like, "Oh, you should read this. I just finished reading it." And I'm like, "Really?" And then I like bought it, and then I posted it on my story like, "Oh my gosh, best book ever." And then literally everybody was DMing me and being like, "Oh my gosh, this book's amazing. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, great content." And I'm like, "Whoa, I need to actually like finish this and like, and like take notes. Like this must be really, really great." So, so yeah, yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, everybody has read it. I guess not me, but like everybody has read it for some reason.
I have not read it yet, so it's on my list of books to check out. So, have you read Rich Dad Poor Dad?
I know, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki or something. I think I might have messed up his last name, but
Yeah,
that's another great one to check out too. Maybe throw that on your list.
I'll have to, yeah, I have heard about that. So I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we talked about you juggling a lot of different things. We talked
Yeah.
about how you kind of buy back some of your energy and time and like ground yourself essentially with your Friday chill day. Weekends you kind of put back into work into schoolwork, which also kind of helps keep you going because you're so interested in it. Um, and then you're just surrounded with great clients and people all day at work, or how do you keep yourself in the social? Because you said socializing and social life is pretty good too. Is it just going out with friends and making sure that you also find time for those people too?
Yeah, I definitely love hanging out with my friends, and that's something that gives me a lot of joy. So I definitely, it's still definitely in my pie. Like I am super big on that. But yeah, I see them on the weekends. Like like I said, I'm not like doing homework until like 10 p.m. Like I do go out. I do stuff. Um, and yeah, I mean, we go to a lot of shows, living here in New York. There's like any kind of DJ, any kind of music, anything you want to see, like it's here. So that's pretty much what I do when I socialize. But like even throughout the day, I mean, like, I know since the pandemic, a lot of people have been working from home,
Mhm.
and including me, like I'm working from home now, like permanently, like everything. So I find myself like during the day, like being so by myself in this like small, small, small like room in my apartment. And I'm like, oh my God, like I can't, like I need to like, so it's really great that I do go and train clients and I like go somewhere and I like talk to somebody because
Yeah,
like, like I think that that's kind of like I love that. Like I need that. Because Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday or whatever, like, yeah, like I would feel like it'd be really lonely to just like work at home and like go to bed. And I don't know. So that's why I really like also like during the week, I get to socialize with my clients as well.
yeah, I'm exactly the same way. Like, I my online business is starting to grow a little bit more, and my in-person business is there, like grounding me. I don't think I'll ever officially retire in-person coaching just because it does get me out and it gets me in a better mood. Even if I'm working with a difficult client, it's still good to get there and kind of talk and get out of the
Yeah,
house. So,
I agree.
um, yeah.
That's what,
So I do want to be courteous of your time. I know it is
yeah.
your chill day. Um, so how can people find you, follow you? Are you taking on new clients? What if somebody wants to reach out and ask you about mental health questions and personal training and things like that? Where should people go to find you?
Yeah, you can just follow me on Instagram. My handle is at Alyssa Accardo. Um, and I am accepting new clients, but I'm also like trying to grow my Instagram as more of like, mental health, more so mental health, but also trying to add the physical aspect to it. But yeah, you guys can follow me there, like with any kind of questions or anything.
Cool.
Personal training and mental health. And yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And as we kind of wrap up, what would be your number one piece of advice for young entrepreneurs and side hustlers that they could start implementing and start doing or start thinking about that would help them survive the side hustle?
I think um, talking to people that have the experience. I think finding a really great mentor, that's what really helped me. I worked at Equinox for a while, like as a personal trainer when I first started, and like I shadowed. Well, my mentor was this guy that was like so knowledgeable, and he helped me so much, and I learned so much from him. So I would say that would be a really big thing. And also just being very curious. I mean, you can do freaking anything you want in this world, and I think if you have the right mindset, you have like a great attitude, like go out and do it. Like you could literally do anything if you put your mind to it. So I think that is also a big thing too, just being super curious about things, and and reading and learning, and like that I think is also really big, and a really big thing that helped me too. Like I didn't really even know I wanted to do mental health until like I was like, huh, like that could work. So I don't know. That's what I would say is my two biggest things in
I, I
motivation. Or
absolutely love that. Our talked about self awareness, boundaries. You got great mentors is one of your huge key things for people, and also being curious. That's golden. Like once you, I feel like if you stop learning, then you're not in a good spot. You got to be curious and always looking for new things. So
exactly, exactly.
again, I appreciate you so much for taking the time and coming on, sharing a little bit about your story, about what you got going on, and
Yeah,
connecting with the audience. I would love to have you back on in the
yeah.
future. So we'll
Thanks.
have to square something up. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.